Good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it happens to be for you. Uh, welcome, welcome to the Crimson Diamond. I hope the music's not too loud. I've had to do a bit of adjusting because of the levels, but I think it's all right now. I should be able to hear my voice plenty fine over it. So welcome to the Crimson Diamond. Notice for this stream was a little short, I know. I'm just double checking stuff. Yeah. Notice was a little short, but wait. Yeah, it's been a little. I feel like it would be disingenuous to say busy. I've been taking some time just to detox from, well, maybe not detox, but just chill out a bit considering all the crazy stuff that's going on in the world. So I figured I'd have something a little different, something a little interesting, something I've been looking to play for a bit. The Crimson Diamond is a mostly parser, partially point-and-click adventure game made by this amazing woman, Julia Minamata. It was inspired by classic Sierra and I suppose to an extent LucasArts games from a time period a bit before I was born. So it's a kind of game I've never really experienced. So I figured using the Crimson Diamond as a jumping off point for that kind of genre, actually playing it. I've heard a lot about these kinds of games. Shout out to one short eye whose speedrunning history videos I find quite good second monitor content, or just something to watch just before bed to keep my brain occupied when I'd rather not be alone with my thoughts. But it's all rather wonderful, interesting stuff. So I figured I'd have a crack at this genre and start with something that was made with more modern sensibilities in mind, perhaps, to dip my toes in. Speaking of dipping my toes in, let's start with the tutorial so I know what I'm actually doing. Welcome to the tutorial room. My name's Nancy Maple. To exit the tutorial, type open door and walk out with arrow keys, or click the mouse in the doorway. I'll be showing you some of the basics of playing a text parser adventure game. Follow the text prompts at the bottom of the screen to progress through the tutorial. When you first enter a room, it's useful to start by typing look. Just start typing on your keyboard as you normally would. When you tap look in a room, the game will describe important features. You see a cupboard and a green door. The game will also list the other characters in that room. Jack is here. Tap Look Jack to learn more about him. Look Man or Look Person will look too, if you're having trouble with names. Look Jack. Jack is a tall, lean man with a shiny, bald head. He is Mr. Richard's employee and is in charge of the cooking, cleaning, gardening, and myriad other tasks the lodge might require. He is weary, but still seems to be in decent spirits. Jack is somewhere in his 40s. Jack is here to help with the tutorial. How do you do? Looking at characters at different points in the game might give you additional information. Try to talk to Jack and see what he has to say. Hello, Jack. My name's Nancy Mabel. Nice to meet you, Nancy. You can ask me about this tutorial. Tap Ask Jack About Tutorial. Ask About Tutorial will also work. Ask About Tutorial. Okay. You can't use tutorial in this game. I misspelled it. Tutorial. I misspelled it in the words right there on the screen. My god. The default movement method is click to walk, shown by the 2 footprint icon. The blue in the upper left corner of the icon indicates what the target spot is. Or you can use the arrow keys to move around the screen. You can also ask me about inventory. Ask about inventory. You can access your inventory by typing INV or I into the text parser. Or you can press Tab. The cursor will change to an eye. Click the eye on the items in your inventory to look at them. An issue of the Toronto Eye from a few weeks ago. Click on the grey loop icon at the bottom of the inventory window. The cursor will become a loop. You can examine some of your inventory items more closely using the loop. You admire the minute dots that comprise the newspaper photograph of a round-cut diamond. The natural diamond described in the article would be an octahedron, not a faceted specimen. What an embarrassing inaccuracy. You can close the inventory window by pressing Tab, the Escape key, or Enter. You can also examine objects in a room using the loop. Tap Examine the cupboard to learn more about it. That's click to walk stuff. Now I can move arrow keys. Do I need the article here, or will examine cupboard? There we go. The cupboard is made of a lovely fine-grained wood, though it's seen better days. Most furniture won't be that interesting to examine. This is just an example. If you're not sure what to do next, you can check your notebook. Try Ask Jack About Notebook. The notebook can be helpful if you get stuck. It'll tell you what you need to do next to progress through the game. Be careful, if you simply follow the notebook's prompts, you might miss important details. The notebook will be displayed if you type Note or N. Flip through your notebook pages, click the green up and down tabs, or use the arrow keys on your keyboard. You can close the notebook by clicking the X button, the Escape key, or Enter. Thanks so much, Jack. You can also ask me about that cupboard over there. Jack about cupboard. You can open the cupboard by typing Open Cupboard. If you type Open Door, it'll open the green door and not the cupboard door. Sometimes there will be more than one cupboard, in which case you might have to walk close to the cupboard you want to open. Open cupboard. You open it. Looks like there's something inside the cupboard. If you look cupboard, the game will tell you what the cupboard looks like. If you look in cupboard, the game will tell you what's inside the cupboard. Search cupboard also works. Search cupboard. You see a green hat in the cupboard. I see now. Look at You see a green hat in the cupboard. That's my green hat. Try take hat. Take hat. You take the green hat. Congratulations, you've completed the tutorial. Open door to leave this tutorial. Congratulations, you're done. Ah, I get achieved for doing the tutorial. Open the door and walk out to leave. Thanks for playing the tutorial. Hope it was helpful. Tutorials covered the most commonly used Parse commands, but there are more to discover. Feel free to experiment. Hang on. Wear hat. You don't need to wear your hat. Okay. Fair enough. Open door. Thank you. If you're ready to leave the tutorial, you can use the arrow keys to walk through the door, or click the feet icon to the right of the open doorway. The room will reset once you leave it. Thanks for playing the tutorial. Awesome. So now I have a vague idea what I'm doing. Let's start a new game. Crimson Ontario, 1914. Enter to continue, skip. Okay. The Royal Canadian Museum, Toronto, Ontario. Oh, do I need to hit enter again? There we go. Ah, there she is. There you are, Nancy. Enter to advance text. This is it. What we've been waiting for. Far up north, a fisherman found a massive diamond in the belly of a fish. This could be a real boon for our mineralogy exhibit. We need something better than those dilettantes over in geology. I want our exhibit to be the talk of the town. It's too bad that we can't spare anyone to head up to the middle of nowhere on such a long shot. You can spare me? Let me go, Professor Plummer. Professor Plum. This is... The annoying part about that one, I know this game took inspiration from the Colonel's Bequest, who named the titular Colonel after a kind of mustard to pull the same reference. Ha. It would be perfect. Everyone else is busy with the new exhibits. Well, I've just been learning the filing system. That could wait a day or two, couldn't it? I'm not usually in the habit of sending unsupervised young ladies into less civilized regions. But as luck would have it, the discovery was made near a lodge where I'm sure you could stay while you conduct your field work. You win, Nancy. Get on home, pack your bags, and catch the train up north. Hooray! Thanks so much, Professor. And cutscene. If you find something that can make a big splash at the museum, who knows? Maybe the university will finally accept you as a mineralogy student. Good luck, kiddo. I won't let you down. A few hours later. Here's my train. This is it, my first time out of the city. I'm gonna make the most of this trip. I can't wait to see the rocks from northern Ontario. Goodbye, big city. Hello, adventure. A few hours later. Ziz. Oh god, don't tell me she misses her stop. Oh no. Excuse me, is this seat taken? Not at all, please have a seat. Thanks. My name's Kimi Kishiro. Where are you headed? Pleased to meet you, I'm Nancy Maple. I'm bound for a town called Crimson. Oh my, you've got some hours yet. I should know, because that's where I'm going. I'm a clerk from the Royal Canadian Museum. My boss sent me to check out the diamond claim up there. I hadn't heard of that discovery. And again, I don't pay much attention to the news. It's a very strange story. Up by Crimson, a fish swallowed a huge diamond. A fisherman caught it. Blasted open, and there it was, a spectacular sparkling gem. Can you imagine? I jumped at the chance to investigate. It's my first time out of the city. I couldn't be more excited. Where will you be staying when we get to Crimson? A place called Crimson Lodge. Ah, I'm staying at Crimson Lodge. I'm a bird watcher. I hear there are nesting colonies of cormorants up there. That's what I want to see. And I wouldn't mind seeing the Sioux Loch swarming in the area. I'd love to see the big ships up close. Wonderful! We can be traveling companions. I'd very much like that. You and Kimmy chat amiably for a while. As the day wears on, the rhythm of the train moving over the tracks and the monotony of the scenery lulls you into a deep sleep. Conductor announces, Crimson, this stop. Nancy? Nancy, it's time to go. Ah, thanks. Oh no, where's my luggage? It's not here. There's no luggage left at all. My field kit's in there. What am I gonna do? The train will be leaving soon. Nancy, we have to leave now. Ah! Oh, I had no idea anyone else was still on the train. Hello there. Hello? I didn't notice you in the train, isn't that funny? Not really. I was in the first class car. I'm here to see the nesting cormorants. Is that why you're here? Cormorant? Is that a type of a rodent? Excuse me folks. But I was sent to pick up just one person from the station tonight. Mr. Albert Respa, European fellow, expert mineralogist on assignment, hired by the federal government on loan from Antwerp. Wasn't told he'd be bringing any secretaries, wives, girlfriends. Sorry for the confusion, sir. Jack. Sorry for the confusion, Jack, but we don't know this man at all. My name's Nancy Maple, and my friend here is Kimi Kishiro. I was sent from the Royal Canadian Museum to investigate the diamond claim up by Crimson Lodge. And I'm here to see the nesting cormorants. We're both here to stay at the lodge and go about our business. Do you know which way it is from here? I surely know where it is, because that's where I drove out from. But I'm sorry to tell you, ladies, the lodge has been closed to the public for months. Didn't you hear? My boss, Mr. Richards, he's getting on. He's done with the lodging business. All he wants is peace and quiet. Then this whole diamond fiasco starts up. Folks all up in arms. He's not pleased at all, I can tell you. This gentleman is here on the government's orders. Mr. Richards can't do much about that. But you two... well, that's unfortunate. But you only have yourselves to blame for being uninformed. Let's be off, Jack. Evening, ladies. Thing is, ain't no one's coming by here at this time of night. The nearest accommodation is the lodge, which is a few hours away by automobile even still. Look, I'll drive you ladies up to the lodge for the night. Tomorrow morning I'll bring you back here so you can catch the train. As it is, Mr. Richards is going to be peeved about hosting unexpected guests. I mean, even more than he is already. His sister's come up from the city to stake her claim. And she brought a lawyer to boot. Come along now. Sure, I'll get those for you. Annoying they didn't mention he was from Antwerp before we started off, because now I've made him English. Sir, your trunks arrived a few days ago. Boy, they sure are heavy. Yes, of course. Man, it sure gets dark here at night. Lucky for you, I've made this trip many times. Used to be, folks would come out here in the summers for recreation. Before my time, settlers came to this area in hopes of building lives for themselves. But once the mines were used up, there wasn't much reason for them to stay. The soil ain't that good. Have you seen any cormorants? I'm hoping to see some. Yeah, they nest up the cliffside. Stay away, though. I don't like being disturbed, particularly during nesting season, which happens to be right now. So if you're so wild about birds, I'd let them alone. You'd do more harm than good. Besides, tomorrow morning I'll be taking you right back to the train station. You won't have any time to go looking for them. Have any of the diamonds been found around the lodge? First of all, no way to know if that rock even came from around here. I've lived in this area for years and I ain't never seen any diamonds, so I know for a fact that it didn't come from these parts. You say that man cut it out of the belly of the fish? That diamond could have come from anywhere upstream. You folks are wasting your time, sorry to say. Who cares about shiny rocks anyway? No use to anybody. We shall see about that. Your travel-weary companions resist your attempts at chit-chat. It seems that Kimmy and Albert have fallen asleep, although in the almost complete darkness it's hard to tell. It's impossible for Jack to hear you from the back seat above the cacophony of the engine and the automobile rattling over the rough country road. Decide it would be best not to distract him anyway. Here we are. Wow, it's spectacular. You know what? I almost don't mind having more bodies in the lodge. It feels not so empty. It feels like old times. Make yourself at home while you're here. Thanks, Jack. Welcome to Crimson Lodge. I'm going to my room. Miss Kashiro, Miss Maple, your bedroom is upstairs, at the end of the hall on the right. The bedroom across the hall from you, that's Mr. Richard's suite. Try to keep quiet and stay out of his way, won't you? He shares the suite with Marco. She's his lady friend. I'm in the bedroom right next to yours, along with Mr. Shaw. Albert demanded the use of my bedroom, so that's where he is. Don't know why he was so insistent, but the customer's always right, eh? That's the smallest bedroom and wasn't really meant for guests. Nessa's room is across the hall from Albert. I'd stay away from her if I was you. After I get this luggage upstairs, I'm going to start up some supper. Wouldn't do to have you all starve, eh? Why don't you explore the lodge a little, talk to the other folks? Most important, stay out of my hair. I'm a busy man. Not literally, of course. Oh, and if you want to shower tonight, use the upstairs bathroom near the stairs. It's very pink, you can't miss it. Wonder if Nat's still here. How many places do I gotta set up the table tonight? You and Kimmy head upstairs to your bedroom. You don't have any luggage to unpack, but you hang your hat and coat on the footboard of your bed and consider yourself settled in. Chapter 1, Introductions. To move Nancy, you can click the feed icon on your target destination, or you can use the arrow keys to move. I should talk to everyone and get to know them a little before dinner. Talk to everyone in the lodge. Your notebook will tell you what you need to do to progress through the game. Type notebook or N when you need to refer to it. When you have a lot of notes, click the arrow buttons or press the arrow keys to scroll through them. Essential objectives that must be completed to progress in the game will be marked with 3 asterisks. Type review at any time to check your current goals. Seeing as I've lost my luggage, I don't have much to amuse myself with before dinner. Perhaps if I take a look around, time will pass a bit faster. Type look into the text parser is a good way to get your bearings. Game is auto-saved. Look out window. Windows offer breathtaking views of the dense forest below. It's dark outside. Ooh. Light fire. You already feel warm and cozy right now. Okay. Cupboard. A fancy glass-paned curio cabinet is full of fine items. A pair of intricately decorated silver steins catches your eye. Examine steins. That would not benefit from closer examination. Okay. Smell flowers. The little crimson flowers smell faintly sweet. Oh. Talk to Kimmy. I've never been to a place like this before. I'm excited to explore, and I love meeting new people. Yes, you are the inquisitive type, aren't you? Jack did invite you to introduce yourself to everyone else after all. It's only polite. I most certainly am. Would you like to join me? No thanks, Nancy. I'm exhausted. That bumpy ride from the train station has left me a bit frazzled. I'm looking forward to some peace and quiet before dinner. Ah, I can take a hint. I'll leave you be. Oh, one more thing. While you were asleep, Jack mentioned some old lodge brochures stored in the curio cabinet's drawer. They were meant for guests back when lodge was used as an inn. Even though we may not stay long, he said we're welcome to take them as keepsakes. Thanks, Kimmy. Notebook will track your progress through your goals. Now that you've talked to Kimmy, it's marked with an X in your notebook. Search the drawer and take the brochure. Open drawer. You open it. Search drawer. The curio drawer is stuffed with old brochures back from when the lodge was still being run as an inn. Brochure. You pick up one of the lodge brochures. You can also ask characters about different topics. Ask Kimmy about brochure, just ask about brochure. Sure. I like brochures of places I visited. It was nice of Jack to offer the lodge brochures to us. Though I wonder if he's just trying to get rid of them as the lodge is no longer in business as an inn. Type map into the parser to open up the lodge brochure and see the map inside, or you can look at the brochure in your inventory. Map. Okay. I see. It doesn't have names of who's in the rooms, of course. That makes sense in the world. Guest bedrooms, 1, 2, innkeepers. We are across from the innkeeper. So we're here. So we are in. There's no cursor on the screen, so I can't point. So we're in guest bedroom 1. There's a linen closet. Interesting. Yeah. Look, pictures. A triptych of small woodcuts on colored paper hang in silver frames. A black and white photograph of a mountain hangs over the fireplace. Open door. Type help or H to open the help window. There's a list of parser shortcuts to simplify using the parser. Example OD means open door. Ooh. Look, painting. A masterful oil painting is framed and hung at the end of the upstairs hallway. Plat reads L. Harris. Oh, I should close the door behind me. Now that's the innkeeper. I shouldn't bother him. Press escape or move the mouse cursor to the top of the screen to open the main menu for more options. You can save and load your game, adjust the game speed, and more. That's guest room 2. Knock door. You get no response. Type inv or the tab button to open your inventory. You can look at and examine your inventory in this window. You can choose between the default graphical inventory or a text-based inventory. So, bedroom 3, servants' quarters. Knock door. You knock lightly on Albert's door. Leave me alone, whoever says. I'm busy. Albert. Albert is not here, so I have to go in the room if I want to. He's busy. I probably shouldn't bother him. You get no response. Is the backslash key or type pause or P to pause the game. The game also pauses when the parser, inventory, or menu windows are open. Ooh. Ah. No, sorry. I did not realize. Look. Bookcase. This little bookshelf is full of not very interesting books. Take book. Either that isn't here, and you see no need for that. Examine. Books. That would not benefit. Okay. Map. What room is this? Linen closet. Well, no one's going to answer on the linen closet. Open door. Okay. Look trunk. It's a large blue trunk between the wardrobe and the shelf. It's probably locked. The blue trunk has a big padlock on it. Requires a key, which you don't have. Okay. Open cupboard. You open it. Look in cupboard. Wardrobe is full of dusty, cobwebby old junk. There's a cane, a blanket, an old lamp, and some books. Look, books. All these books have water damage, broken spines, and loose pages. Book cane. An old wooden cane is hooked onto the wardrobe rod. Close it. Bookcase. One shelf stands at the back wall, full of battered books. Another shelf is by the door and holds linen and towels. Look, paint. Paint cans hold red paint and purple paint. Okay. Mop. Has it been used recently? A mop and a metal bucket stands in a corner. Examine mop. That would not benefit. Okay. And close the door. Don't want to leave a mess. Now, door. Ah, there's a balcony out here. Amazing. Okay, symmetrical building. Some ivy on the side. Open door. And that one closes behind me. Wait, what are these doors? I have bathroom and spare room. Oh, I should probably knock first. No response? Good. It's only polite. Check if someone's in the bathroom. Very pink. Looks self. You don't see anything noteworthy. You don't. That's a bit mean, narrator. Open cupboard. Look in cupboard. The medicine cabinet contains the usual remedies you'd expect to find. Dr. Kilmer's swamp root, Mayor's system regulator and tonic, red cloverine pills, a bottle of Cartar remedy, and Beecham's patent pills. Store. Painting. Woman with voluminous whiplash hair is advertising cigarettes in this Art Nouveau poster. Use shower. Use isn't used in this game. Other verbs are required. Okay. Now take, it's probably going to assume I want to pick it up and put it in my inventory. Have shower. That achieves little effect. Take medicine. Medicine. All of the medicines appear to be old and expired. It'd be safer not to take these. Pose cover. Okay. What kind of detective doesn't look in Canadian setting? Will it accept bin? There isn't anything in this wastepaper basket. It knows what I meant. Open door. Close door. And down the stairs. Bedroom, parlor, powder room. Knock door. Check. No response. Door. Ah, it's just another. Look in mirror. It's you, all right. Door. Look bin. Wastepaper basket in the powder room has been painted purple to match the decor. Smell the flowers. Nose doesn't notice anything of note. Open cupboard. I like the openable cupboards having the noticeable yellow handles on them. Look in cupboard. Cupboard contains extra rolls of bathroom tissue. Take toilet paper. Bathroom tissue is in the best place for it to be currently. I want to pick up anything that's not nailed down, and you're not letting me. Close cupboard. Weird. Kitboard. Cupboard. Close curtain. You like the view, so decide to leave the curtain alone. Look out window. It's too dark to see outside now. You like the view, so you leave the curtain open. It's too dark to see outside. Okay. Okay. Wash hands. You wash your hands. Ooh. Look, wallpaper. Why is it peeling like that? Wallpaper is starting to peel. It has a closed set repeating wave pattern. Oh, wait, is that... What's that on top of the... Look on shelf. You don't say anything noteworthy. Is that just another towel up the top there? Look, book? Is it a book? Don't see anything noteworthy. Door. Closed door. I've talked to Kitty. That's a Corvus Nathan Evan check. I'm gonna stop talking. Ooh. More stuff. Cupboard. Open the wardrobe. Look in wardrobe, if you insist on calling it that. The wardrobe contains a stack of old cracked flower pots, a broom, and an empty keg. Look, broom. The broom is leaned against the empty pony keg. It looks like it's seen better days. Look, chair. What's wrong with it? Why is it in here? The chair is threadbare and faded. You can see why it's being stowed away in the closet. I see. Look. Is that rolls of wallpaper? You don't see anything noteworthy. Look in basket. Sorry, you can't do that. There's a basket right in front of me. Is it not a basket? Open cabinet. That looks more like a cabinet to me. You open it. Look in cabinet. There's nothing in the cupboard. Close cabinet. Close it. Oh, bucket. It's a tin bucket. Look in bucket. Bucket's empty. Ooh, Look, tools. A variety of tools are hanging from nails. Jack must use these for maintenance around the house. Those close it. Look, crates. You don't have that, nor do you see that. Right in front of me, game. Right in front of me. Door. Open door. Huh. Look, painting. A lithographed poster advertising absinthe hangs in the corner. Oh boy. Look, drinks. A multitude of bottles sit on the back counter of the bar containing various liquors. Examine bottles. That would not benefit. Trying to be curious, damn it. Close door. Ah, the dining room. Look. Cupboard. There's a handsome display cabinet in the corner with glass panes to display fine dinnerware. A left cupboard and a right cupboard provide additional storage. In cupboard. You open the cupboard. Cupboard contains porcelain plates. Close. Look in drawers. Drawers contain a selection of cutlery and serving implements. Drawers. I can say multiple in it. Look in cupboard. Open cupboard. Wine glasses. Look. Whiskey. The elegant crystal decanter has a round stopper and is filled with the finest Canadian whiskey aged for 12 years in oak barrels. You are certainly no expert. Look in cabinet. You open the cupboard. Cupboard contains a chafing dish and some serving platters. And the other one, I am being very thorough. You open the cupboard. A soup tureen, a cocktail shaker, and a gravy boat. Cupboard. Can I set the table? Or is it going to tell me that's not my job? That achieves little effect. Okay. Talk to Jack. Oh, Jack, how are you doing? Do you need a hand? Now I've got everything under control here. You go on, talk with the other folks. Ask about wallpaper in it was the parlor room, wasn't it? Sorry, miss, I got my hands full. I can't chat right now. Okay, yeah. Look, flypaper. Sticky flypapers loaded with dead fries, frozen in various states of mortal struggle. Ew. Oh gosh. That way's in. No, that way. That's dark, so that must be outside. Open door. Close door. Open door. Ah, billiards room. Everything looks to be neat and tidy. Is there anything special about the rug? Games room has a riotously colored carpet covering the center of the room. The floral pattern is gorgeous. Look. Pool table. Billiards table stands on 8 squat turned legs. It has a green baize surface. Look, balls. The billiard balls are pleasingly round and colorful, smooth and shiny. And it looks like they're all there. Door. I should probably put the walk cursor to the side because I'm using the arrow keys to move around. My goodness, it's dark as anything out there. I have no need to go out this way right now. Oh, I got stuck behind the chair. Hang on. Study. Okay. Door. Ooh. Look, moose. Although the moose head looks pretty impressive on the wall, you can't help but feel a twinge of sympathy for the animal. Look, books. None of these books are necessary for you to read. Look in desk. Walk closer to the part of the desk you'd like to search and specify whether you'd like to search drawer or cupboard. Okay. Look in drawer. The desk is locked. Okay. Sit in chair. Take a seat. Spin chair. Stand up first. No. Stand up. Spin chair. Wee. Wee. Oh, Julia, you beautiful woman. Look, pens. Pen stand holds 2 brass fountain pens. Look, bin. Newspaper basket in the study is carved from hardwood. Look in bin. Isn't anything in it. Look cabinet. Oh god. Cupboard appears to be decorative and doesn't open. Interesting. Look in cupboard. You open the glass-paned cabinet. The glass-paned cabinet is full of curios and memorabilia, old tarnished trophies, and an assortment of glass and ceramic vases. Examine trophies. That would not benefit. Okay. Close cabinet. Look in drawers. You open the left drawer. You open the right drawer. There are some woolly blankets in these drawers. It must get chilly in here despite the fireplace. Ooh, look. Is that a tapestry? Although the tapestry is a little faded with age, there are still rich colors woven into it. Details exquisite. Examine moose plaque. That will not benefit. Close door. Look rug. Plush carpet has an exotic curvaceous pattern. Look clock. Clock appears to be broken, but it's a lovely piece nonetheless. Door. Ah, that's an exterior door as well. Oop. Eesh. Door. Close door. I hear voices near this doorway. I wonder what they're talking about. Ah. Eavesdrop. So what are we going to do about this? Haha. What are we going to do about it? We aren't going to do anything. I'm going to stay out of everyone's way and wait for all this to blow over. But what if they find... Shh! Listen, if you want to talk, we'll do it privately later. Meet me in the study after dinner. Game is autosaved. A note has been added to your notebook. Jack, Evan and Nathan meeting in the study after dinner. So now that I've eavesdropped, I'll go and talk. Evan. Hello, my name is Nancy Maple. I'm a mineralogist on assignment from the Royal Canadian Museum. I'm Evan Richards. Look, you and your friend can stay the night. Tomorrow morning, Jack will put you on a train back to the city. But my boss sent me to appear on behalf of the Royal Canadian Museum. I'm a mineralogist. I've got too much on my plate as it is. What with my sister and that lawyer of hers. One mineralogist is already one too many. Talk to Evan. Talk to Nathan. Hello, my name's Nancy Maple. How'd you do? Hello, Miss Maple. I'm well, thank you. My name is Nathan Cardinal, a family friend of Evan's. How do you know him? Oh, I don't actually know Mr. Richards at all. The Royal Canadian Museum sent me here on an assignment to survey the land and find out if there are diamonds here. A discovery like that surely make a splash when the museum opens to the public. You're wasting your time, I'm sorry to say. My family has lived in this area for many, many years and have never found diamonds here. Small red garnets are still plentiful, but of little value. Talk to Nathan. Nathan, Evan, talk to Jack. Gonna have to bust into Albert's room. Nessa and Corvus. Where the heck are they? Look in bin. There isn't anything in the waste paper basket. Whoop. Yeah, what's in here? Map. What is study, conservatory, kitchen? Ah, yeah, kitchen. Yep. Seen all that. Um, ah. Talk to Albert. App alert. To Albert. Oh, Mr. Vespa, how are you settling in? Please, miss, I'm busy at the moment and can't chat. Fine. Door. N. Nessa and Corvus. And Margot. Oh, so Margot is the innkeeper's wife, right? Or response. Or I don't know. She in here. Look. Bookcase. Bookshelf contains a variety of books on many subjects. Most of them are in French. I'm wondering if I can ask the game questions. Hang on. You can't use parler in this game. Okay. Read French. Can't use French. Okay. Look painting. Cherry framed poster of a woman riding a horse hangs over the fireplace. Hang on. Read French book. I can't use French. Okay. Yeah. Wardrobe. Contains a few garment bags and folded up pairs of overalls. What's the wardrobe? Door. Blue bathroom. Token bin. Isn't anything in it? Door. Door. Ah. This must be Margot then. Bottles. Bottles contain perfume and fragrant oils. Look screen. Gorgeous dressing screens decorated with a leaf motif. Dude, this must be Margot. Hello there, it's nice to meet you. My name is Nancy Maple. Pleasure to meet you, mademoiselle. I am Margot. Welcome to Crimson Lodge. How long will you be staying with us? I'm only here tonight, unfortunately. I was sent here by the Royal Canadian Museum on assignment. Jack says I'm due to leave on the train tomorrow, according to Mr. Richard's wishes. I see. I'm sorry we won't get to know each other better. Look, is that a poster? Dark-haired woman in a crimson dress kisses a middle-aged man with a comb over at a dinner table. You're not sure what the Snart Nouveau poster is advertising, as it's in French. So Nancy doesn't speak French. It's annoying. She's orange. Look at chairs. There's an armchair, a stool, and a chaise lounge. Look at chaise lounge. There we go. I spelled it wrong. The slinky pink chaise lounge lounges in the corner. Look dress. I don't see anything noteworthy. Look necklace. The size of the necklace's pendant leads you to believe it's made of glass. Pendant. The clear, colorless nugget is an odd, amorphous shape. It shines with an almost adamantine luster. I think that's an uncut diamond. It's about the size of a grape. It's stunning. Ah, you are admiring my necklace. That is a colorless garnet. They are quite rare. Though it is nowhere near as valuable as a diamond. But we decide what is valuable to ourselves, don't we? It is from my heaven, therefore it is priceless to me. Colorless garnet. Store. So that's Albert. Door. Okay. Oh my god. Book. Books. I am not giving up on the books. You know those kinds of books you see in bed and breakfasts that are there for decoration and seem completely uninteresting? These are those kinds of books. I want to know about the books, man. Look, plate. There is no plate here. Ma'am? There very much is a plate there. Look in drawers. The painted drawers are empty. There's looking cupboard. You open the painted cupboard. Currently empty. You wonder if Ness has been too preoccupied to unpack. Closet. Look box. The jewelry box is made of fine wood and has a brass lock. Look under bed. You have an intense fear of dust bunnies and can't bring yourself to do so. Pretty wimpy for a detective. You let me look in the bins. So Nessa's not in here. In wardrobe. Wardrobe is empty. Drawer. 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 Wardrobe. Drawers. Dresser drawers are empty. You never know. Looking cupboard. Empty. Cupboard. It's empty. Maybe Nessa doesn't concern on staying for too long. Or oh no, that's him again. Already talked to him. Ooh. Baskets. Oh. Is it anything? Oh, that's that Redis basket. Bag. Don't see anything noteworthy. Look. Cat. Oil paintings are hung over the two beds in this room. One features a majestic mountain range, and the other depicts a tuxedo cat lying on grass, surrounded by flowers. That cat reminds me of the sweetest stray I've ever met. A tuxedo cat, just like that. Drawers. After searching through all the drawers, you find moth-eaten socks, loose buttons, single shoelaces, and other assorted bric-a-brac. Nothing too interesting in here. Look, shoes. Pair of brown leather Oxfords by the bed on the right. Look, shoes. You peer into the shiny, well-maintained shoes. Thanks to the loop, you can read the size printed on their insides, even though it's a bit faded. I see. These shoes are size 14. Seeing as they're set back down by Corvus's bed, I think it's safe to assume they're his shoes. Corvus has size 14 shoes. So I can't. Look at books. You know these kinds of books you see in bed and breakfast, they're there for decoration and seem completely uninterested. These are those kinds of books. It's an adventure game. I want to be thorough. I know the reputation these things have. Look picture. Water glass and pitcher set on the dresser. Drink water. I'm not carrying any water to drink right now. Take glass. Have you ever woken at night with a fierce thirst? It would be monstrous to take the pitcher or glass. I'm sure there are plenty of drinking glasses elsewhere. Maybe I should try the kitchen. Desk. Don't see anything noteworthy. Closed door. So where on earth are Nessa and Corvus? can't seem to find them anywhere. Dark as anything. What was in here? Oh. In cupboard. Open the locker. There's an old red shirt hanging on the hook in the left locker. Drawer. Open the drawer. It's only left drawer's empty. I don't want people to know I'm sneaking around. That's why I'm closing everything. Look in upper drawers. That doesn't seem to work. In drawer. Want closer to the drawer you'd like to open. Look in drawer. No. Is she too short for those ones? I think she is. Look. Clothes. Very silenced clothing hang from the hooks. They look like work clothes. Work boots. Which boots would you like to look at? The women's boots or the men's boots? Look. Men's boots. Men's boots are size 12 and have rubber soles and rounded toe boxes. They are very worn and are made of faded brown leather. Wonder if these are Mr. Richard's boots. Women's boots. The women's boots are quite petite with a small heel. They are made of black leather with rubber soles and appear well used and maintained. Look, red boots. Don't see anything noteworthy. Look in locker. Open the locker. Contains more old clothes. Drawer. Open the drawer. Drawer. Right drawer contains some dried mud and part of a broken shoelace. Take shoelace. It's half a shoelace, not long enough to be useful. Turn on hose. That achieves the effect. Wait, this door's... I hear voices near this doorway. Wonder what they're talking about. Eavesdrop time! Eavesdrop. Drop. I've only just arrived, but I can't wait to leave. I've always hated this place. We'll get this whole affair straightened out and be gone in no time. Of course, locating the will would expedite our departure. I told you, I don't even know if there is a will here. That does complicate things, yes. Well, you do your job and I'll do mine. Note has been added. Nestle and Corvus are looking for a will. Hello? Look, painting. The oil painting depicts a canoe docked on the shore of a lake. While you are no expert, you feel it is quite well done. Look at statue. The bronze figure is a dancing woman lifting her skirts. She stands on a grey marble base. Looking cabinet. Fortunately, that doesn't accomplish anything. Ooh. Take candy. Never knowing when a confection could double as a small caliber ammunition might come in handy, you take a handful. Damn. Okay. I like that lamp. The floor lamp is a lovely lead glass shade. It features nasturtium blossoms. The lower rim of the shade is trimmed with bronze beads. Nessa. Good evening. My name's Nancy Maple. It's nice to meet you. I'm Nessa Crab, Evan's oldest sister. What on earth are you doing here? Are you another one of Evan's gold-digging girlfriends? Not at all, but I am a diamond-digging mineralogist. At least I hope to be. The government has sent a professional to handle that. Stay out of his way. Talk to Nessa. She is pounding those candies back. Holy shit. Corvus. Hello, how'd you do? My name's Nancy Maple. Hello, Miss Maple. My name is Corvus Shaw. I'm Mrs. Nessa Crab's niece Richard's lawyer. She's Evan's older sister. She gestures about the woman seated on the sofa. I'm here to advise her on the legal implications of the situation. He was auto-saved. It's time to enter the dining room. Ask about Mr. Crab. Ask Nessa about husband. Mr. Crab is no longer with us. He died quite young, but I live comfortably. Who would have wanted it that way? It's about Will. Mrs. Crab hired me to help her deal with the legal implications of this situation. We will determine who truly inherits this land, Will or no. Time for supper. Dining room. Off. My goodness, what a lot of company we have tonight. This is giving me indigestion. This food is giving me indigestion. You're welcome to leave. In fact, please do. You'd like that, wouldn't you? I'm not going anywhere until we find out if that diamond came from this land. If it did, you'd better believe I'm getting my share. It's what you think. Yes, that's what we think. That's what I'm here to ensure. Hey you, how long is that gonna take? I will begin my fieldwork tomorrow morning. Crimson used to be a gold mining town, yes? Yeah, but forget about visiting the mines. Blasted the mine entrances shut years ago when they closed it down. Must have fixed fish had a pickaxe, broke into the mine, swallowed diamond, and dove back into the river. Yes, I see. I've never even been there. Couldn't tell you where it is. Mr. Richards gets a sour look on his face and digs back into his meal. It looks like he is done with this conversation. Margot, what a lovely necklace you're wearing. Thank you, mademoiselle. Monsieur Richards, he gave it to me. I am very fond of it. A cheap trinket, a shapen paste gem in a cheap setting. It's a white garnet, not glass. My Evan, he found it here, crimson. didn't you, mon cher? Never mind, Margot. No one wants to hear about that. My sapphire brooch? Now this is a real piece of jewellery. Bought it myself. Well, I think they're both quite nice. Nathan, I read in the newspaper that most of the land up here was once parcelled out to settlers. Is that how this plot became property of Mr. Rich's father? About 50 years ago, this land was annexed by the government. Various treaties were signed in exchange for preservation of our hunting and fishing rights, and financial compensation. Promises described in those treaties were not honoured, by the way. Settlers came, mines were dug, and Crimson was prosperous for a time. But eventually the mines were exhausted. Most settlers abandoned their homesteads, and Crimson became a ghost town. Only Mr. Richards and his family remained. Yeah, we liked the peace and quiet. We liked it. I always hated it here. I sure do miss peace and quiet. Bess and Corvus are the first to excuse themselves from the table. They head to the bar for a nightcap. Albert follows them for a snifter of brandy and one of his cigars. Jack clears away the dishes and goes to the kitchen to wash up. After eating a minuscule portion of supper, Margot heads up the stairs to draw a bath. Kimmy heads upstairs to get ready for bed. Nathan and Evan remain at the table, lingering over their desserts. Candles have burned down a fair bit over the course of the evening, leaving small puddles of wax solidifying on the tablecloth. Well, that was a lovely meal. Yeah, Jack does a good job. Usually I wait for Jack to come clear the dishes so that I can put off getting up. Looks like he's taking longer than usual to clear up with all the extra guests. I feel a little responsible for Jack's extra workload. Maybe I ought to give him a hand. He'd appreciate that. About time someone made themselves useful around here. Ask Nathan about treaties. I don't so much blame the settlers for being encouraged to come to Crimson. That was the government's doing. But there's plenty of blame to go around for broken promises made in bad faith. It's a sad state of affairs. I dread the thought of history repeating itself. Ask Evan about Nessa. Can't pick your family, you know? Get up. Ooh. Look. Plants, pots. Don't see anything noteworthy. Cup. Walk closer to the cupboard. Cupboard. Oh. Is that the ice box? The ice block is rock solid and frosty. Offer help. Jack. Nah, you keep. Oh. Wait, hang on. Ask about dishes. You want plates? Those cupboards over the sink, that's where I store the plates. There's some pretty plates in the spare room upstairs across from the bathroom, too. Those are only for decoration. Plates, not for eating on. What'll they think of next? Teacups. Serve Mr. Richards a hot toddy every night before he turns in for the night. Sometimes he has a bit of whiskey too, but he doesn't think I know that. Sure, I think he might drink a bit too much, but he's an adult and that's his business. Look in glass cabinet. Glass pane cupboard contains a couple of decorative plates, a pretty blue mug, and some plainer mugs. See, blue mug. Open the bottom cupboard. Huge heavy pots and pans. Glass. Open the cupboard. There's a saucepan. Okay. The drawers are all full of all the random bits and bobs one usually finds in kitchen drawers. Make tea. As much as you'd like to, you don't know where the tea's kept. If we run out of tea, drat. Ask about coffee. Can't use coffee. There's no coffee? Huh. Ask to help with dishes. That achieves little effect. Do dishes. You help Jack wash. There we go. Thanks, miss. Lots more dishes than usual. Happy to help. Now I gotta see some Mrs. Crab and Mr. Shaw at the bar. Have to make sure they don't drink us dry. And of course, I need to get Mr. Richards his hot toddy. He likes a smoothing drink before bed. And I don't want to keep Margot waiting. Forget about that last one, won't you? Help Jack with the dish. Eavesdrop on boudoir door. Ooh, the study. Hang on. Don't hear any voices coming from the study. Ah, crap. Did I miss them? Oh, I missed them. Oh, I missed them. Damn it. Boudoir door. Parlor. Closet. Boudoir. Oh, that must be Margot. Upstairs. Is anything in here changed? Not by the looks. Eavesdrop. You can hear muffled voices in the boudoir, but the speakers are too far from the door to hear them clearly. Door with an item that could help? Hang on. With mug. Ceramic mug wouldn't transmit sound very well. Similar item would do the trick. Variety of plates. Under the sink contains the pipe that drains the sink. Look in space. Cabinets. God. Open the cupboard. Drinking glasses. Pots and pans. Take glass. Take drinking glass. Take a drinking glass from the cupboard. Handy for all sorts of things. Close cabinets. Eavesdrop with glass. With the help of the drinking glass, you can hear a conversation behind the boudoir door. Well, let's have a look. Oh, monsieur, you are wonderfully helpful. I cannot thank you enough. I do what I can. Dear. Sorry about that, but you know we gotta go slow. The pamphlet says so, right? It does, most the pity, but I think it's working. You hear some muffled cries. Shh, you gotta keep it down, especially tonight. So many ears around. You are right, of course. This must remain our little secret. Voices go silent for a little while. Alright, I think we're done here. I gotta skedaddle before Mr. Richards finishes his drink and comes to bed. Of course, merci, Jack. Your days and nights are so very long. You got that right. I'm not done yet. Having all these folks in the lodge, I gotta work that much harder. I'm sure they will be gone soon. Everything will be back to normal. I hope so. Bonne nuit, Jack. Good night. You hear footsteps coming towards the door. And automatically hide. My fingers panicked. And went to WASD instead of the arrow keys. After waiting a few minutes, Margot leaves her boudoir and heads downstairs. You manage to sneak across the hall to your bedroom. What a long and intriguing night this has been. Excellent job. Kudos on your thorough investigative technique. Ooh, I'm exhausted. What an interesting place this is. It's too bad Kimmy and I have to leave on this train tomorrow. Later that night... Oh! Well, that's convenient. Okay, Nancy, I'm all ready. Let's go. Wish we could stay here longer. It's such an interesting old place and such intriguing folks. I know what you mean. I can see that you need a minute. I'll meet you at the front door. Thanks, Kimmy. What a peculiar place. Game's auto-saved. Take hat. Wear hat. Oh, don't need to wear your hat. look in nightstands. I forgot to check. Nightstands don't have drawers. Ah. Or. Huh. This one's still open. I mean, naturally, should probably head downstairs. Ah, Nancy, are you ready to go now? Yes, I think so. You and Kimmy follow the dirt path to the carriage house. You find yourself falling behind as you marvel at your surroundings. The first time you're seeing the grounds of the lodge in daylight. You're surrounded by greens of every shade. The trees are taller than most buildings back home. They stand densely in countless numbers as far as your eye can see, swaying slightly in the breeze. As you near the carriage house, you can hear the distant roar of a waterfall. The land feels alive. There you are. Come on now, we gotta make this train. Right, let's go. Jack drives you and Kimmy back to the train station. The car ride seems a lot shorter this time, maybe because you can see your surroundings. Wait here, I'm gonna check the telegraph machine in the station. You wait in silence. Early morning in the deserted town is so quiet it nearly makes your ears ring. Did you just hear Jack gasp? Jack's taking quite a long time in there. I'm gonna go check on him. Whoa, hey, I told you to wait outside. Jack looks agitated. He stuffs a strip of telegraph paper tape into his pocket. What's wrong, Jack? Going back to the lodge. Bridge is out. Don't know how long. Oh dear. Oh, by the way, any folk know someone called Carl? No? Never mind. Why do you ask, Jack? Telegraph in the station for him. It was printed off in the machine after my message, so I cut it and pinned it to the board inside. It's how messages get passed on to people in this area. It's a decent system. Well, I'm going to send a message to my superiors. Wait here. What happened to the bridge, Jack? An accident. The train can't get to Crimson. Looks like we're stuck with you for now. Jack looks over at Kimmy. Looks like you got your wish, eh? But like I said before, leave the cormorants alone. Kimmy flushes but keeps quiet. You stand in tense, awkward silence until Albert reappears in the train station's doorway. I'm ready. Let's be off. I'm gonna grab a drink. The journey back to the lodge is so rushed and bumpy. There are times where you're afraid you'll bounce right out of the automobile. It's far too noisy to even attempt conversation. Albert leans back in his seat impassive. Kimmy, who you'd come to believe was a kind and quiet sort, looks pretty nervous. Maybe even a little angry. Jack is mostly silent, white-knuckled hands wrapped around the steering wheel. You realize you don't really know any of these people. Can't let myself be distracted. I have a job to do. When I get back to the lodge, I'm going to start my field work. It's been a long morning. I'm going to put the kettle to boil if any of you want some tea. You hear Jack mutter something under his breath about needing to see Evan. After I fetch my field kit and change into my field clothes, I'll be commencing my field work. Please do not disturb me. I'm going out to get a breath of fresh air. With your bag? Well, I guess I have my work cut out for me. Still wonder what happened with my kit on the train. Well, I certainly can't dwell on that. To obtain samples, I'll need a few basic tools. Geologist's pick or something similarly sharp and strong. A hammer that, when used with the pick, will help me chip off samples of rock. A small shovel to dig into the riverbed. And a streak plate to test the hardness of the minerals I find. Something made of porcelain would do the trick. I think Jack mentioned that cormorants like to nest on cliff faces. That might be a good place to get a sample. Should also check on Albert's fieldwork. Maybe I can learn a few things. Oh, I hope I can finally do a bit of digging. Literally. Door. Was this the cupboard? Is this no? This was. Hang on. Closet. It's further up. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Work tools. These some maintenance around the house. Take shovel. Shovel may be useful, but it's way too big and heavy for me to carry around. Maybe I can find something smaller. A spoon, maybe. Cabinets. Pots and pans. Yeah. In top cabinet. Up. Look in cabinets. These ones. Take plate. I think this plate is porcelain. Maybe I can use it as a street plate. Should take a look at it and see. Plate. Now that I think of it, the unglazed underside of the porcelain plate would make a great street plate. Street plates are used for ascertaining a mineral's streak color, but any minerals harder than 6.5 or 7 won't make a streak. I can rub samples on the plate to see their color. A streak plate has a Mohs hardness of 6.5. Pick, hammer, small shovel, street plate. Small shovel. Look in drawers. Random bits and bobs. And cabinets. Yes. Drawers. Cutlery. Take spoon. There aren't any spoons? There aren't any spoons in the cutlery drawer. That is surprising. That is almost baffling. Open door. Open the double doors leading outside. It's so lovely out here. Never seen such a sight. The lush green land spreads out in all directions, rambling up and down in gentle hills. You can hear a swift river nearby and bird calls. The air smells fresh and new. Ooh. Open cellar. That doesn't seem to work. Open door. Cellar door is locked. Okay. Axe. The axe is deeply embedded into the tree stump. Look in the well. You can't use well in this game. That's not a well? Okay. Is that a basket? The bushel is empty. I suppose Jack's been so busy he hasn't had a chance to pick any apples. Apple. Fortunately, that doesn't accomplish anything. Look. Apples. Little red apples are scattered on the orchard floor and clinging to the trees overhead. Pick up apple. These look like those very tart apples that hurt my teeth. Good for pies, but not for eating. Ooh. Ooh. Look in the birdhouse. Can't see inside the birdhouse from here. Look. Garden. So this is Jack's vegetable patch. Your heart grows warm as you gaze at the lovingly nurtured rows of tomatoes, cabbages, parsnips, rhubarb, carrots, and squash. Ooh. Fill glass. Fill the drinking glass with water. Drink water. Drink the water from the drinking glass. Well, that was refreshing. I'm gonna fill it again. And now I have a full glass. Shed. Open the door to the garden shed. Another big shovel. The shelves contain all sorts of garden-related miscellany, plant food, pesticides, herbicides, seeds, pots, a spray bottle, watering can, and a lantern. None of it looks particularly useful except for the trowel hanging on a nail. Terrific! Now I can dig the riverbank for specimens. Shed. Okay. Ah, this is the front of the lodge. Ah, and this is the carriage shed. Ooh, there's a gazebo back there. Gazebo. While you're uncertain whether or not this is a gazebo or a bandstand, you know it's definitely not a pergola. The gazebo has a red roof and is painted bright white. You can imagine it was the site of much entertainment and celebration. But no longer. Look. Add it. On deck. Okay. Doesn't. Look, chair. Don't see anything noteworthy. Door. Ah. 211. Girl, we're having a private conversation here. Please leave us be. Ah. Door. Eavesdrop with glass. Oh. The drinking glass full of water. Water. Eavesdrop with glass. Exterior doors are too thick to hear what is going on beyond them. Door leads to the billiards room. With glass. To help with the drinking glass, you can hear a conversation behind the study door. So it's a problem. Can things get any worse? Could have done it. Who would be capable? Dunno. Burn the tape. Tell no one. Keep an eye out. You got it. Wait a little longer, anxious for more details, straining to hear more of the conversation. What could have Jack learned from the telegraph tape? You're so deep in thought that you fail to hear the footsteps approaching the door. Hey, what do you think you're doing loitering outside doorways? Get. Sorry. Oof. What does the telegraph tape say? He's gonna burn it. Make tea. Ask about tea. We run out of tea, Drat. Then what are you drinking? Ask about tape. Do you still have the strip of telegraph that you received? Nah, I don't have it. What'd you do with it? Look, miss, I'm busy. I can't keep track of everything. What about the other telegram at the train station? Oh yeah, the other telegram for someone named Carl. What did it say? What did it say? I didn't read it. None of my business. But I did catch the word crimson on it. But that's kind of to be expected, seeing as that's where we are. Well, lovely launch, Mr. Richard, especially this room. My pa did all this. Had nothing to do with me. Glad you like it, though. Ask about tape. Telegraph tape? Don't have any. That stuff's at the train station. Hang on, wait a second. Look in and is anything in it? Damn. Damn. Okay, hang on. A pick and a hammer. Surely. Surely there's a hammer in the closet, surely. That is here. Window crack. I'm not sure. I guess it was there before. Door. Watch. Albert. I can't use watch. Observe. Albert. Albert Respa is a stately, well-groomed gentleman in his 50s. His monocle gives him an elegant air. Antwerp sent him as an expert mineralogist to verify the diamond claim in Crimson. You have a hard time imagining him doing field work. Albert is studiously examining the glacial erratic. He has his kit beside him. Look, rock. Look, rock. No. Ask about rock. Excuse me. I was curious about your professional interest in this glacial erratic. This rock is granite, which is a type of intrusive igneous rock, but not the appropriate type. Will you please leave me alone? Granite has a high quartz content, whereas diamonds are found in ultra-basic rock that is low in quartz. What will make you stop? Furthermore, the grand diamonds don't even come from the same depth in the earth. Listen, Miss Nancy Maple, Mr. Espa. Yes, Miss Maple. I have had just about enough of your help. I'm returning to the lodge to get out of the sun. When I return to my work, you will not interrupt me. Do I make myself clear? Okay, Mr. Espa. Just take advantage of Albert's absence and study that fascinating boulder. Look, rock. Don't see any. Examine boulder. Closely examining the glacial erratic with the loop, you can definitively conclude that it is granite. Glacial erratic has a phaneritic texture. That means the crystals that make up this boulder can be seen by the naked eye. This particular specimen is composed of mostly quartz and some feldspar, which is typical. And quartz, of course. Look, kit. Albert Respa's field kit lies open on the ground. You miss your field kit so much. Borrow kit. I really should ask Albert before I borrow any of his tools. I'll get the feeling he doesn't like me very much, so best to be on my best behavior. Okay, I'll check the carriage house. Door. To keep the car in here. Because there's no horse anymore. Climb ladder. Climb up the ladder. Now it's going to do one of two things. Search haystack. It's either going to make a joke about needles and haystacks, or it's actually going to give me a needle. What? Search hay. That doesn't seem to work. Look, hay. Even a city girl such as yourself can tell that those hay bales are old and dusty. Seems there hasn't been much need for them in a long time. Look, in hay. That doesn't seem to work. Missed opportunity there. Missed opportunity. Hang on. Can I fall off? No, it doesn't let me fall off. Done. Yeah. Look, car. It's an REO touring car. You've spent more hours than you'd like in that automobile. You get sore just looking at it. In car. Course of action yields no result. Kick tire. Can't use tire. Look. Stable. The stall is empty. Doesn't take a detective to conclude it once held a horse. Door. And that goes back to the lodge. Ooh. Ah, that goes back to the lodge as well. Ooh. Woodshed. Open door. Open the smokehouse door. Salt and meat. Look shed. Oh. Look meat. Meat and fish look delectable. Your mouth waters. Sausage. You can't use sausage in this game. Take meat. Temptation to take the meat and snack on it constantly is very strong. You overcome it. Look. Barrel. This looks like it might be a pickle barrel, or a barrel for salted meat. Look, salt. Bag of salt is folded on the top. It has some lettering printed on it. Look, pot. Look, pot. A large pot is probably used for some stage of food preparation, but you're not knowledgeable in these processes. Door. Look, wood. Not sure what type of wood this is, but you assume it's good wood for smoking. Probably maple. I would imagine. Can I? No. Ooh. Well, I better be careful not to stray too close to the raging river. Part of the riverbank looks slippery and dangerous. I should look elsewhere. Ooh. Log. Rotten log is full of moss and gross bugs. And a little metal whistle. Take whistle. Take duck call from the rotten log. Interesting. Take sample. Dig a lump of dirt out of the riverbank. You're surprised at how deep you have to dig before you find minerals of any kind. Take advantage of the handy-dandy river and wash the dirt away from your sample. Wonderful! Looks like I've obtained a good sample from the riverbank. Still need to collect 2 more samples from outside the lodge. To chip samples out of larger rocks, I'll need something similar to a geologist's pick, something strong, metallic, and pointy. A nice sturdy hammer is always welcome in a geologist's kit. I should try to find something that'll do the trick. Ooh, hello? Can't leave yet. Okay. Ooh, hello? What? About birds. Stunning, aren't they? I feel so fortunate to be seeing this. Open door. What do we got? Ooh, toolbox. Box. Tackle box looks dusty. You open up the dusty, grimy tackle box. It's empty except for a hammer. Take the hammer. Close door. Oh, where did Albert's kit go? Open door. The study. Ooh. Fire. Book. Fire. Fireplace's legs and header are carved with simple linear flourishes. You imagine it provides valuable heat during long winter months. You see a length of telegraph tape smoldering in the fireplace. There's some powdery soot accumulating. Take tape. Carefully pick up the telegraph tape. Most of the telegraph tape has been consumed by the fire, but you can clearly make out some words. Bridge, bomb, sabotage, await. Despite your careful handling of the telegraph tape, it crumbles into ash. Uh-oh. Ooh. Look, tools. Fireplace holds a shovel, brush, poker, and tongs. Poker. Poker might poke through your pocket and puncture your leg. Hmm. Door. Something like a pick. But none of the tools in here. Game seems to believe none of the tools in there fit the bill. Door. Let's open. Bird. In. Covered. Dusty cobweb and giant old lamps and books. In trunk. Green trunk still looks sturdy. Looks like it's seen better days. Green trunk is locked. Covered. Hmm. Oh. Will. I'm the elder child. By rights, this place should belong to me. I'll find our father's will, no matter how hard Evan tries to get in my way. It's none of your business. This crab hired me to help her with legal implications. Yeah. Look in nightstand. Stand. Roll of white tape. Nightstand drawer. Tape. Take the adhesive plaster out of the nightstand drawer. Drawer. It's empty. Okay, trunk. Is it locked? Trunk's locked. Open door. Oh, that's just the bathroom. Open door. Huh. Margot. I'm afraid I'm not feeling better. I don't think I'll be coming down to dinner. Sorry to hear that, Margot. Ask about Jack. Jack is so helpful. What would we do without him? I'm sure if you'd ask, he'd be happy to help you too. Sure. Hmm. Hmm. This is my room. Look. Tools. Place stand holds a shovel and a poker. Huh. Look out. Window. Let's offer breathtaking views of the dense forest below. Looks like it's light out right now. Ooh. Hang on. Okay. That's door. Albert's not here. Ha ha ha. I can snoop around in here now. Open it. In. Albert's clothes and shoes. Look in drawer. Full of Albert's white shirts, all neatly folded. There's left desk drawers are locked. Drawers. Right desk drawers are locked. Look in bin. Is anything in it? Look in nightstand. Look in nightstand. Empty. Look in trunk. Luggage is locked. Look in suitcase. Luggage is locked. Or painting. What looks to be Northern Ontario wilderness hangs in a simple wooden frame. Ooh. Lookbook. Geology and mineralogy books look as good as new. Read book. Titles are in German, so you can't read them. German. Now hang on a second. German. He's from Antwerp. That's in Belgium. They speak French and Flemish there, not German. 1914. That... Sorry, it got dark in here. Give me a second. Titles are in German, so you can't read them, but from the pictures on the cover, you surmise they're about minerals. Yeah. Antwerp's in Belgium. Why does he have German books if he's Belgian? Wait. Ask Albert about Kit. Door. Close door. Wait, what was in here? Oh, that's them. And this is the bathroom, right? Wait, can I look in here? I did not. Look. Painting. Art Nouveau poster, advertisement for absinthe, featuring an auburn-haired woman in a sheer robe. Look. Books. None of the titles catch your eye. Look lamp. Lamp. Floor lamp has a lovely leaded glass shade. It's painted many vivid colors. And balcony is only on the front, isn't it? Still need something akin to a pick. Take advantage of Albert's absence and study that fascinating boulder. Lucky mineralogist loop engraved with your name and attached to a handy lanyard. Great for getting a closer look at things. Issue of the Toronto Eye from a cut a few weeks ago. Octahedron, not a faceted specimen. Bottom of the mug has an inscription that reads as follows: AG Studio by Chris Jones, model 3.6.1. Surface of the Jordan almond is disconcertingly smooth and unblemished. Can nothing scratch its indomitable shell? Huh. Very hard candies. There are fine scratches on this plate indicating it's been well used. Your hat looks pretty good considering you got it secondhand. Admire the brilliant shine of the squeaky clean drinking glass. I should look at this river sample first to easily eliminate specimens that are definitely not diamonds. Visual inspection of the river sample helps you separate the rocks from the possible minerals. Rocks are a combination of more than one mineral, so it's easy for me to remove these from the sample by visual inspection. I've also removed the red stones from the sample, as those are clearly garnets and not the subject of this fieldwork. There! Now I can analyze the sample using other methods. Closely examining the river sample with the loupe, you can see that some of the specimens have tiny arching scratches and a pitted frosted surface. Some of this is river glass, so I can eliminate those specimens from the sample. River glass and sea glass are bits of glass that have been tumbled with water and stones for years. It can sometimes look like minerals. What's left? Requires different analysis. Let's rub the samples on the street plate. Sample on plate. Rub river sample on plate. Rub specimens from the river sample on the street plate. One of the specimens produces a white streak. The streak plate probably has a Mohs hardness about 6.5, so this specimen is softer than that. Since diamonds have a Mohs hardness of 10, I can conclude that this part of the specimen is not a diamond. The main specimens from the river sample don't make any streaks on the streak plate. If a specimen doesn't make a streak, this is sometimes called a colorless streak. The streak plate has a Mohs hardness of 6.5 to 7. That means the minerals in this specimen are harder than that. Garnets can have a hardness of 7.5, and diamonds have a Mohs hardness of 10, so they wouldn't make a streak. I wonder if Albert will let me borrow one of his Mohs hardness picks so I can test the remaining bits of my river specimen. Still need to collect 2 more samples from outside the lodge. Geologist's pick, yeah. Rub candy on plate. Rubbing that on the streak plate wouldn't reveal much. Smack river sample with candy. Can't use smack. Hit river sample with candy. Doesn't seem to work. Still need something akin to a pick. Oh, yeah. There is a death. Yeah. You should stick to the slow, safe rivers and lakes that you're used to go chasing waterfalls. Load. Field work, load. Door. Need door and go outside. Hang on. Oh my god, how far back did I go? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, why did I do that? Oh, I've lost so much progress just because I wanted to see the funny. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, God. That's so painful. I'm gonna have to do so much of this stuff again. Ah. I have to open all of them just to get to the freaking plates. Plate. Oh, no, no, I want to close these ones. Draw with Parse. Yeah, done that already. Tape. There we go. Large double doors are locked. Ask about rock. Excuse me. Yeah. 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 Been through all that. Yeah. Boulder. I can ask about rock, but I can't examine rock. When I ask about rock, it knows I'm talking about boulder. When I examine rock, it doesn't. It means examine boulder. Um, eh, wait. And the hammer is in boathouse. About birds. Where? In box. Take hammer. Didn't look in the canoe. Jeez, little. How small it look a little dusty. Or where did Albert's kit go? Take advantage. Study folder. Nope. Ah, yes, that's right. I need. Open shed. Take trial. Hang on. Table. Table and stool are somewhat mismatched in height, leading to conclude they were probably not a set. This box of flypaper on the table. Okay. I didn't notice that last time. Carrot. Wasn't there. If pie is not for eating. Door. Ladle. Take away door. Oh, it's just a pot then. Door. So, pick hammer, small shovel, street plate. So all I'm missing is the pick. Oh. Ah. Yeah. Ask about Albert. Have you seen him? Wandering around nearby. I suppose he's conducting his field work. Oh. Sample. Ah. So it's a chip off of the sample. 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 I. Yep. Bam, bam, bam. The label sports a skull and crossbones. Thanks to your loop, you can read danger contains arsenic. Do not eat. Okay. Sample on plate. Don't make any streaks on streak plate. Two more samples. Solid's still locked. Ask about cellar. You are too curious. Yeah, the root cellar entrance is outside the kitchen. Keep fruits and veg down there. Stuff I jar and bottle, too. Keep it locked from habit more than anything else. The lodge used to be an inn. Theft was more of a concern. Kit. Kit? You mean Albert's kit? I've got enough to keep track of around here. You all are responsible for your own things. Not sure that I want Albert to return to his work at Iraq Boulder yet. I haven't gotten a sample from that area yet. Okay, so what do I use for pick? Starting's gonna be some. Let's check about pick. I can't remember where I left it. Shame, because I can't chip off bits of ice for drinks. Which door is this again? Cabinet. Open it. In cabinet. Nothing in the cupboard. Book. Sled. Fondly remember going sledding in High Park during frigid Toronto winters. That's far right. That's the mudroom. Candies. Examine candy. What benefit? Two colorless minerals. Jordan's. Colorful, unpalatable, and harder than most rocks you've studied. Disconcertingly smooth and unvarnished. Which map doesn't reveal anything new. Hammer doesn't benefit. Closer examination reveals the cutting edge has chunks taken out of it. You're a little surprised at this, but the area is known for garnet mines after all. The words F.A. Allen Monmouth, ILL, are stamped into the duck call. Yeah. Drawing of an unsettling large fly on the front, very small label on the side. Box feels a bit light. It's a small hammer. Trusty garden trowel. Metal reed duck call with a carved wooden case. So I still need the pick, and they don't know where it is. Look. Bushes. Look. Bush. Those are decorative bushes. Jack has worked hard to keep them trim. Book tree. West side of the house, cobblestone path leads west to a gazebo. South of here is the front section of the lodge. North is dense forest. Take axe. Don't get any funny ideas, Nancy. Besides, you doubt you could pull it out. Funny ideas. I want to get into the damn cellar. Pick lock. I don't know how to do that, nor is it in your character to learn. I have other ways. Right clock. Warrant a vandal. Door. Door leading into the dining room. Look. Puddle. There's a puddle on the floor. Puddle of water underneath the icebox. Looks like the ice is melting and leaking out of the icebox. Icebox. Icebox melted a bit. There's now a puddle on the floor. Guess the icebox is a bit leaky. Look under icebox. Don't see anything noteworthy. I looked in here already. Must be a cabinet full of curios and memorabilia, old tarnished trophies, assortment of glasses, vases. Blankets, right. Tools. Show brush pilgrims homes. I can't find the blasted pick. at you. Don't see anything noteworthy. Better be careful not to stray too close to the edge of the jetty. Okay. Save. Jetty. Save. Now that I've saved, heed warnings and stay away from dangerous bodies of water. Yeah. There we go. Save early, save often. Sample. Glacial erratic sample. I need a sharp tool to help chip off some of the boulder. Oh, it says since the study artifacts the boulder. Oh, pick. Sorry, Nancy, I don't know anything about that. Look at books. Don't see anything noteworthy. Should. I am so confused. Where's the pick? Can't get into the cellar. I have other ways, she says. Is there anything in here? Hang on. Well, duck call. Wait, what if I do it on this screen? What if I do it with the corners? What if... Will that scare them off and piss off Kimmy? Hang on. Game. Dick move. Roll call. Duck call. A duck? Where? Oh god! That makes her leave the screen. suitcase. Sorry, you can't do that. Look at it. Looks like Kimmy was so anxious to see the cormorant she brought her suitcase with her to the cliff. Kimmy could be back at any moment. What if she caught you going through her things? It's probably locked besides. Double-crested cormorant is distinctively large with a swan-like neck, webbed feet, and a bright orange beak. Bushes are incredibly dense and impassable. This species is favored in hedge mages and topiary. The cliff rises so steeply you can't see the top of it. Exactly what I've been hoping to see. What a breathtaking view of the Canadian Shield. This is the heart of the North American continent. 8 million square kilometers of Precambrian bedrock. What a marvel. Study is fascinating. And Kimmy comes back. But I need a pick. Make it incredibly conspicuous and oddly shaped in your pocket, and it looks very heavy. Okay. Cabinet. What? Sorry, I can't do that? Cabinet. Why can't I do it anymore? Because I already looked in there earlier? Covered. Now you're being picky about my word choices. Take. Take. Tissue. Bathroom tissue is the best place for it to be currently. Close the cupboard then. No. Wallpaper. Either that isn't here, you see no need for that. Ask. Enter cellar. Achieves a little effect. Art. About kit. I have other ways, she says. Or benefit from Hey, wait. Orange Adventure Patch. Pour water. Unlock. Dump the water out of the drinking glass. Forced. I'm so stumped about the pick. Open gate. You don't need to open the stall. Car. Sorry, you can't do that. Get in the car. You don't know how to drive. Look under car. Nothing noteworthy. So he's lost his pick. He's lost the pick that he uses for the ice. I can't take the axe. It's not in the shed. Covered. Old clothes. Whole sconce. Sorry, you can't do that. Wait, hang on. Wait a second. Wait a minute. Pull book. That's no result. Look in desk. Desk is locked. Ask about pick. Maybe he knows. What? No, he does not. Fortunately, that doesn't accomplish anything. It seems to work. Oh, wait, hang on. Not pretty sure I hadn't checked that one yet. Hang on. Wait. Whiskey. Whiskey. Oh, I can. You detect aniseed, then subtle spice and honey flavors. The warm taste lingers on your palate. But you are certainly no expert. Delicious. Okay, so this game lets the protagonist drink. I am not getting anywhere. So what I think I'm gonna do. Oh, to talk to woman, I've forgotten her name. Nessa? Nessa lets out a short squawk of surprise. Ah, oh, it's just you. I'm just testing the lock on the curio. Pleased to see the curio is so secure. Well, I'm done. Good day. Closed door. Examine curio. Curio has lovely clear panes of glass to help display its contents to best advantage. There's a pair of lovely silver steins in here. They could use a bit of a shine, but the designs are exquisite. Examine lock. Don't see that right now. Curio. Curio cabinet is locked, but I can see some lovely objects in there. Matching pair of decorated silver steins. Okay, drawer. Your drawer stuffed with brochures. Drawer. On the bed. Intense fear of dust bunnies. Door. Door. Open something. Drug. Garment bags full of pairs of balls. Tape. I've got tape. Tape lock. Don't. Door handles. Course of action is no result. Wait. Oh! New timeline. Have I not looked in that nightstand yet. To sample, choose the site. Doesn't seem to work. Sit on the bench. Sit down. Trying to think. I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. I'm only missing the pick, but I need it to get both of the other samples. Jack doesn't know where it is. Evan doesn't even know what I'm talking about. I wonder where Marco is. Maybe she can be of help. Still in the boudoir, likely. Ask about pick. Oh, Mademoiselle Maple, I wish I knew. Jack. About Jack. What do we do without him? Act out into, sure. Private things. Excuse me, Mademoiselle, these are my private things. Can't do that while she's in here. Pictures. And then riding a horse. Close door. Under pillow. Don't see anything noteworthy. Okay. Door. Open door. Pick. Don't care at all about that. What I know about that would probably go over your head. No, I've tossed this place already. Book. Yeah. Need to do that. In book. Don't even look like they've been opened. Book. Read in book. Number pillow. No. I've tossed this place already. Please. Punch lock tight. Look in desk. Interesting it around the desk. Okay. This is getting frustrating. Take cane. Decide to leave the cane for someone who would need it. Take book. Bored already. Take paint. Feel no need to paint anything. Chairs. Mismatched old side tables, a matching set of chairs in the closet. There's also a large wardrobe. Right. Door. Right. Right. I'm gonna save here. And I think I'm gonna call it because I don't think I'm gonna be able to figure out anything else at this time. Whether I look into try and look up what I need to do next or not, I don't know. This type of adventure game does tend to have somewhat difficult puzzles. I know the duck call will distract Kimmy so that I can grab a sample from the cliffs undisturbed, which is handy. But I need a pick to get samples, and I don't know where it is. So on that note, I'll hopefully be back later this week. I'd like to stream something. Not quite sure what. But I suppose thank you all very much for being here. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.